the month at noon Mountain, we will be here with a new presentation. During this presentation, you may come up with questions. If you do so, please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to send in your question, as all of you are muted on this presentation. Your question will be addressed at the end of the presentation. Now, I would like to introduce you to today's presenter, Christian Strayhorn. Christian is our education director here at the ANA. She has been in education for 17 years. She is excited to bring new tips and tricks to the world of numismatics. Christian will be presenting. Welcome to the new eLearning Academy. It's all yours, Christian.
Thank you, Paula. So I want to start by welcoming you today to the eLearning Academy launch information. I'm very excited to be working with the ANA. If you don't know me, I've been with the American Numismatic Association since March. And I was brought in to take our numismatic educational offerings and really create an environment that's exciting for learners and exciting for all numismatists of all ages, all backgrounds, all interests. And so we've taken this as a department, we've run with it. So today's goal is to show you a very exciting new member benefit that is coming straight from the education department that is going to be launched on April 29th. Of this year. So right after National Coin Week, which is April 21st to the 27th, I'm wearing my handy dandy National Coin Week button. We will be entering into this new eLearning Academy. So I'm here to share that with you today. I hope you have questions at the end of the presentation that I can really talk to you about. Our goal, and for many of you in this room, you know that over the years, there's been lots and lots and lots of numismatic knowledge. And as people have aged and passed away, that knowledge goes with them. And it's like, man, so-and-so was the expert in 1968. And so-and-so is the expert in 2022. And so-and-so. So the idea is to provide an online experience that allows us to preserve all of this amazing knowledge, to share it, to debate it, and to learn new numismatic knowledge for people of all age groups. And as you'll see here on the screen, you'll see there is this beautiful login page. When we launch our eLearning Academy, it will be this login page, and you will get information well in advance, don't panic on me, about how you log in, what your login and password is. It is a free member benefit. So this is huge. We hear all the time in the education department, what do I get as a member other than the numismatist? Well, you're going to get a really cool benefit that I'm going to show you about today. The last thing I want to mention before we get started is at the bottom of the page, you'll see three very important words. These are words you're going to start seeing on our website, our promotional materials, our collateral, everywhere, which are explore, study, and connect. We believe at the ANA that these are three things we can offer to all of our members: to explore, whether that's through the magazine, the museum; to study, whether that's through the library or through summer seminar or other options; and to connect with other numismatists. So again, please let me know what questions you have at the end. Thank you. So to introduce you how we came up with this idea of the eLearning Academy. Sounds very elite and fancy, which is the idea. The ANA eLearning Academy is designed to reflect this ancient school of Athens. Okay, it's this idea in ancient Greece where great minds come together to share, debate, preserve thought. We think about some of the great philosophers, Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, coming and talking, and other people taking that information and becoming philosophers themselves. And so what we wanted to do was share that idea and provide an online portal that brings together the best numismatic minds and knowledge, and that includes you. Okay. So when I started, and this is the first very important question I get as well, which is, where is summer seminar going away because you're doing courses online? And the answer to that is no. So what we did is we started with this diagram, and this diagram shows you that we have two outer pillars. We have summer seminar and the community outreach. These are not going anywhere. Okay. These are our programs that exist without you having to log into a computer and go online and research and do things like that. So summer seminar is still going to exist and be a wonderful tool that people can use. And we're still continue to use our community outreach. We have shows, as you know, we're working with schools. In April, as I already mentioned, we have National Coin Week. We have a kids zone every third Saturday here at the museum. We go to community festivals and events. And of course, we have our very popular Coins for A's program that's open to all kids anywhere who get 3 or more A's on their report cards. So those, as I said, aren't going anywhere. What is changing and what is very exciting for us, and I'm so excited to be here and honored to be here today to talk to you about, is the eLearning Academy. What falls within the eLearning Academy basically are 5 pillars. 4 of these pillars are available to every member the moment they sign up. And again, April 29th is that big date. So at the end of this webinar, don't go, oh, I got to log in and get started. Not yet. We're getting there. We're preparing for our launch. And just so you know, in our March and April issues of the Numismatist, there will be full pages that lay out this. But I really think that this webinar is the best way for you to garner that information that you're probably seeking. So the very first pillar you see is our young numismatists. So when I started at the ANA and came into this amazing department here with Sam and Paula, a lot of the resources had not been updated for many years. And so we said, we want to appeal to kids of the 21st century, but also the 22nd century. How do we take these activities that seem stagnant, repetitive, how do we make them interactive and exciting? And I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. We also have a really cool platform, which is probably the most exciting thing that's going to be coming out on the eLearning Academy, which is Aristotles Vault. And I'll go into details on what that is right now. You can just keep it as a mystery. The NumismaTalks, which you are currently signed up and listening to, which is absolutely fabulous. We will talk more about that because some small things have changed, and that's going to be for the benefit of our members. The Numismatic Diploma Program is also being redesigned, and I'll talk more about it specifically because, as you know, or if you don't know, let me inform you, the Numismatic Diploma Program requires payment. Even if you are a member, you pay to earn the diploma. And so that will still be true, but it's a completely new and exciting format. So I'm glad to share that with you. We'll also have an e-learning archive where we have some of our recordings that aren't on YouTube, as well as links to some of them that are on YouTube for your easy access. So we started with this, and over the past 9-10 months, we have evolved to this. Very exciting to see our eLearning Academy course page. Now, I say that, I'm not going to use this term much, okay? But it's what's called an LMS, a learning management system. Schools use these in a lot of places. A lot of places use these for organization of courses. We're using it in a very similar type format. We are calling it our eLearning Academy, though, and our platform that we'll be logging into is called Blackboard. What you see here are the 5 different courses I just mentioned that will be offered. So when you log into your member benefits, you're going to see Aristotles Vault, you're going to see NumismaTalks, you're going to see the you're not going to see the Numismatic Diploma Program, sorry, unless you pay and enroll in the course. You're going to see the YM programs and the e-learning archive. And we may add courses to those as we go forward. So the first thing, I keep saying the first thing, not the first thing. The next thing I want to talk about is I mentioned kind of a spoiler excitement about this new platform called Aristotles Vault. And we chose the title based on this idea, again, of the ancient academy. And we want to vault key, amazing, really cool information. For years, we've had summer seminar, and instructors come out here and they give their passion, their heart, they give everything. And then that information leaves with the students, and there's no recording of it. There's no spread of that to people who can't come to Colorado Springs. And so we decided we wanted to create an online video series that is going to basically preserve this expert numismatic knowledge. This diagram is not meant to confuse you. If you look at where it says start here, that might help, okay? Because we're moving up rather than down. I know the I first goes to the top. We started this by picking the 2 most popular courses at Summer Seminar. The 2 most popular courses at Summer Seminar are Advanced U.S. Coin Grading and Problem Coins and Introduction to Counterfeit and Alteration. They just get the highest request numbers. And so we decided we want to make these more accessible to our entire public, to our entire membership. How do we do that? And so we contracted with a local studio here in Colorado Springs, and they went in and they recorded these 2 courses for us at Summer Seminar. Then the instructors came in and worked in the studio. We edited them down and we made them into what we're calling Aristotle's Vault. It is a similar format to what you would think of as a masterclass. Okay. And if you're not familiar with a masterclass, basically somebody takes something they're an expert in and they break it down into episodes, and they talk about different aspects. One of my favorite master classes is about dog training. And each episode, you know, he teaches how to sit, how to fetch, how to whatever with your puppy. And so basically you're walking through these episodes. So we took these 2 courses and we took the footage from the classes and we worked in the studio and we created what are called forums. And again, we're using the term forum because of the Greek theme. So when you hear the word forum, that means there's a new master class out, and I don't want to use master class. There's a new Aristotles Vault class out, okay? And this is very exciting. They're 10 to 12 episodes each. Each episode is under 30 minutes, and they each cover a different topic. And so the really exciting thing, for example, is United States Coin Grading and Problem Coins, the advanced course, which was conducted by Don Ketterling and Jeff Garrett. You know, they break into things like, you know, looking at certain designations, looking at hiring coins, so each episode is focused on a specific topic within advanced grading. Same thing's true. Brian Silliman and Jim Robinson worked with us on the introduction to counterfeit and alteration. And their episodes include things like gold counterfeit, dimes and trimes counterfeit, cent pieces. So each episode is focused. You as the viewer, as the member, can log on to the eLearning Academy, select Aristotle's Vault, pick the course you want, and then watch the episodes at your leisure, just like binge watching. Nothing like binge watching advanced US coin grading. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I'm saying that truly as in, you know, if you want to sit and watch all of them straight through, you can. They're all there. Similar to a Netflix type format. If you want to watch one a day or one a month, or start one and do something else and come back, that's totally up to you. On April 29th, when we launch this new eLearning Academy, Forum 1, Advanced US Coin Grading and Problem Coins, will be fully available. Our hope is to have counterfeit also available, but the editing process might push that back. But it will be this year, 2024, when you have both of those forums accessible to watch through our eLearning Academy. Having said that, each year our goal is to conduct at least 2 courses. So we've already set up our instructors for this upcoming year, and we will continue to build the library so that members can continue to watch these videos. And the nice thing about each video is it's going to come with a course guide. So after you watch the episode on, let's say, grading, oh man, see, I'm totally blanking. Grading dimes. Okay, there we go. We will watch the episode on grading dimes. You can download that course guide and have a printout of the key points. So that you can also take that with you. I'm very excited. It's one of the greatest things that we've done in a really long time here in the education department to show you the trailer for our first forum, Advanced US Coin Grading and Problem Coins. So this is the trailer that covers the 10 courses, the 10 episodes you will see in the first forum. Again, that's being released on April 29th.
Every coin has a story to tell, and that is really what makes coin collecting wonderful, is the stories. And that kind of also applies into how coin grading works.
Today's values require that people need to know exact rating of coins, because it can make a tremendous amount of difference in value and ultimately your success, whether you're a collector or a dealer.
Problem coins are a big part of this class, because a lot of the students tell me that one of the reasons they take the class is that when they buy and sell coins, problem coins trip them up a lot. I think a lot of people don't understand that term totally. We'll be examining that more thoroughly. One of the tricks I tell people is to pick a series such as Morgan Silver Dollars and become really proficient at that one series. And as you become more expert at that and understand what to look for and all the things that affect the grades, then you can actually extrapolate that information to other series. I feel is such an important factor in advanced coin grading that's become more and more about what you need to learn here, because I can tell you for sure the grading companies take into account when they're grading the coins. Always remember, grading is an art, not an exact science, and there's a ton of nuances to be discussed and learned about when you take these classes.
So this is a product of what I was mentioning, working with the local studio company, working with our instructors, working with Summer Seminar to create these wonderful courses. And so hopefully you're as excited and jazzed as I am about it. I love this trailer, and I think it's a perfect example of our first pilot for one of these Aristotle's Vault courses. Again, totally free to all of our members behind the eLearning Academy wall, which you will all have access to starting April 29th. I'm going to stop saying that date, I promise. Oops, nope, not skipping forward. There we go. Okay, so the second thing we want to talk about is what we're currently doing, which is NumismaTalks. All right, NumismaTalks have become one of our most popular features, or one of our most popular and exciting pieces of our e-learning, and we're incorporating this into the eLearning Academy. Now, don't panic. You'll still sign up and register for your NumismaTalks the exact same way. Okay, and we're not changing that. Any person who signs up can watch the NumismaTalk live. What is changing is that we are holding those recordings for the members only. So if you want to watch a recording, if you're unable to sign up the day it's live, all of those are behind the member wall. And it's just a way for us to give our members the opportunity to watch the NumismaTalks as much as they want. So we started in December. We had one NumismaTalk in December because we had an emergency with a speaker. That NumismaTalk, as well as our first NumismaTalk in January, our two NumismaTalks in February, our two NumismaTalks, in March, and our two NumismaTalks in April will all be available with the release of the eLearning Academy for you to go back and watch recordings. So if you've missed any of them, you can catch them there. I wanted to mention, we keep this consistent. It's always the second and fourth Thursday of each month. Even at the National Money Show in March, we have a NumismaTalk scheduled live. For those of you who signed up for the live NumismaTalk at the World's Fair of Money, we had a glitch and the time zone on Zoom was wrong. So you weren't able to see that live, but we have fixed that issue. So you should be able to see a NumismaTalk live from the National Money Show in March. Just so you know, because you guys are avid, wonderful numismatists, we're always looking for new speakers. You do not have to be a doctorate of ancient Roman coins. If you have a specialty, if you have an area and you have information you think other numismatists would like to know about, let us know. Contact Paula or email education@money.org, and we will be glad to get you booked and scheduled. This is very exciting for me. This is what I've been working on most as far as preparing and revising our old education offering. So as you know, some of you know, the typical way our diploma program works is you request one of 6 books or all 6 books of a series, and we mail you the books. You take the test at the end, you mail the test back in, you get a certificate for completion of that part of the program. You then go and take a final test and you get a master's certificate. That information, a lot of that, specifically the first book, Introduction to Numismatics, has not been updated since, I would say, the 1980s. When I first started, I actually opened the book and it was talking about King Emmanuel III's son. And I was like, King Emmanuel III, that's World War II. And then I looked up and his son died in the 1980s, right? And so what we have done, and we've started with the first book, just the first book, but our plan is to do all 6 books over the next few years, is to offer our first course totally online. And the cool thing about that that's really exciting is that it's going to provide interactive dialogue. It's going to have discussion boards. It's going to have museum virtual tours. It's going to have articles from the numismatists. So instead of reading a book that was published many years ago, or even a book published recently, it's an interactive experience where you get to look at the highest resolution pictures. You get to look at the best images. Everything we have, we've put into this for you. It is members only. The Numismatic Diploma Program has always required membership first. A lot of people sign up for membership just to do this program. Anyone who wants to do it would have to be a member, but if you're a member, you could pay to do it as an addition, as I said. I put 3 screenshots here, and I know you can't really see them, and that's kind of intentional because I just want to give you the gist or the feel of what it's going to look like. You'll see in the far left picture, these are different sections of what would have been a book. And in each section, it breaks out into different activities, different readings, everything designed to be inquiry based. that is modern educational best practices, but is based on a research now that shows people don't learn and remember based on memorizing and taking a test. People learn and remember based on engaging and having to problem solve with the material they're given. So we've created this really cool course that we hope many people will take advantage of. Even people who've done the course before it's open for them to take the course one again online just for that experience. It is interactive, as I've said. You'll see I put here, and again, I know it's difficult to see in the second slide, you have a link here, takes you directly to the museum exhibit. And I discovered this because I'm reading this book and I'm building this course and I'm getting new information from new authors and things. And I was reading about obsolete paper currency. I know, everybody's favorite thing in the whole world. No, but it's very interesting, actually, if you're not familiar with it. And I was like, what? I don't understand. Visually, you're describing it, I don't understand. And so I had the luxury of getting out of my chair and marching myself down to the basement of the Money Museum and looking at the history of money exhibit and looking at real obsolete. And I was like, man, wouldn't it be great if people could do this? I know this sounds like common sense, people, but this is how I got there. So I come back up in my office. I'm like, wouldn't it be great? Our museum has done some beautiful things with technology. If you're not aware, we have virtual exhibits, we have walkthrough tours. You can even do an artificial and AI, put on the mask and do the whole virtual tour from your home. You can do it from the museum. It's a very, very cool stuff they've done down there, and they've won awards about this, but not many people know. And so what I've done is we've incorporated it into the course so that as you're reading about African money, ancient African money, you click on the exhibit and guess what? You get to actually see the museum's African money collection. And so we've done these beautiful cross-departmental connections, including using articles from the Numismatist. This information is updated. It was based on a newly written book. It has current information. As I said, this is current state of numismatics, introduction to numismatics course. All right, next. All right, I want to skip for a minute to our young numismatists. We don't want to forget about them. Not that they don't have access to these resources as well, but when thinking about our young numismatist, when thinking about our young numismatist programming, the first thing we did as a team in the education department after creating a mission and a vision was to talk about how can we make this appealing to kids. And so what we did was we created what we're calling our learning continuum, or our highway to the numisma zone. I know we really like puns here, or at least I do, and others pretend to just to make me happy. But regardless, we really like those things. And so anyway, we wanted to make it kind of like Scouts. If you think about Scouts, you level up and you complete badges and you end up hopefully an Eagle Scout or even higher. And so what we did is we decided to create groups that our kids would move up through school. So we would create activities specifically designed for grades K through 5. And we would call them the Coin Explorers. Again, notice the words here: explore, study, connect. We're trying to incorporate our offerings and really get an understanding of what the kids would interact with and engage with. So anyway, the Coin Explorers are K through 5. They do the dollar project, where they explore the US dollar. So they're exploring money for the first time. Kind of the idea. Grades 6 through 8, we want them to engage in the numismatic community. We want them to research. We want them to study. We want them to create. We want them to participate. And so the activities are designed for the developmental level of that age group. And then lastly, we have our grades 9 through 12 currency connectors. And this is the part where we're really proud of the work we've put together, because we're allowing kids to specialize and connect with other numismatists on our eLearning Academy. Again, it's all safe, it's all protected, they're background checked, so no one's going to be talking to a kid that shouldn't be. It's all monitored. But our Currency Connectors program allows high school kids to, if they're interested in ancient coins, they can specialize in that, and they can do their projects on that, and they can talk to someone who is an expert in ancient coins. And so rather than just giving kind of these generic blanket projects, we're allowing kids to go ahead and delve into their deeper interests while they're still in high school. As part of our Young Numismatist program, we're moving it on the eLearning Academy, obviously. we have a new mascot, and I'm sure you've already seen Ernie many times, probably too many times for most of your liking in this presentation. Ernie is our education owl, and I'll talk more about him on our next slide. The thing I wanted to point out specifically here is what I just mentioned, is we have these activities, Path A, Path B, Path C, Path D, where kids can pick and choose. One of the key principles in modern education is that when students have choice over their learning, they invest in it. Okay, I don't want to do a project on early American coppers if I really, truly love, ancient Roman coins. I'll do it to get the coins, to get the rewards, to do the program, to move up. But in reality, why shouldn't I be able to pick? And you can do different ones. A kid doesn't have to pick just one. They can do all 4 paths if that's what's interesting to them. And so we've offered these activities. Again, as you see, they will be on our eLearning Academy. Kids will go in, they'll click their age group, they'll click the path, it'll give them directions. And the beautiful thing is everything will be submitted online. So just like they're using Blackboard in their school or Canvas in their school, they can just upload their stuff, send it to us directly, and we can mail them out their coins that they've been awarded. We can mail them out their YN dollars. All right, so Ernie, I want to take a minute because, again, you're going to see Ernie around. The idea of Ernie is for our YNs, our young numismatists, to be able to connect with some sort of mascot. We think about teams, college, professional, having mascots. One of the things that has become more common is for museums to have mascots. And so what better than an owl, right? To think about the Athenian owl, the very famous coin with the owl. But moving past that, the owl is a symbol of wisdom, of knowledge. And so we have Ernie. And Ernie came initially from an image that looked like this up here. And a website actually made him real for us. This is him in his paper mache money nest. Yes, I have too much time, but also not enough time with his YN dollars. And so the idea is for kids to be able to see Ernie and connect with numismatics. And so Ernie is our official mascot for the YN programming. If you want to see a little bit more about Ernie, and this may not be your thing, but for those of you who are into stuffed owls, okay, not judging because I clearly adore them. He is interested in numismatics, especially coins with owls. So that Greek stuff is really, really important to him. Hiking in the winter because he lives in Colorado Springs. He loves Greek, Roman, and Egyptian history. Reading, exploring, studying, connecting. Again, we're trying to incorporate those words we're using. He is interested in coin grading. You may see him occasionally with a loop. He owns his own private tree house, which is why I'm reading all this to you, to be honest. We are changing our Kid Zone at the shows to be Ernie's Treasure Tree House, where they come and they basically play games in an arcade style, and they are able to earn numismatic items of their choice. For those of you familiar with the shows, Treasure Trivia will still take place as part of Ernie's Treasure Tree House. Kids will participate in games. They'll earn what we're calling Hoot Loot, which is basically our internal script with Ernie on it, like tokens in an arcade. They'll be able to spend those and buy what they want. So in previous years, kids would do activities at our Kid Zone, and we would give them one of everything. And again, this goes back to that idea, that philosophical basis that choice is important. We want a kid to be able to get, if they want 5 stock certificates rather than a world coin, we let them make that choice. And so they'll be able to use their Hoot Loot however they like. Thank you for allowing me to talk about Ernie. Behind the scenes, just so you're aware of who we are and what we're doing, I am the education director. Most of you probably know Sam Gilbert. He's been here for 10 years now as a numismatic education manager. He runs Treasure Trivia. There we see him out of the treasure chest. Paula is the one who introduced me, who is our e-learning program coordinator. So if this is not your first NumismaTalk, you've seen Paula before. She does the dollar project. That's why she's doing the whole with the money. She's just not randomly throwing money in the air. Although she could if she wanted. I would support her in that choice. Anyway, and then we have Ernie, the education owl, who I just introduced you to. Amazing team. I'm so very fortunate to have what I have. Going back to that, when we started as a department, again, I said I started in March, and when we started building all this, we came together and we created three things essentially as a team. And we said that all of our work, all the stuff you just saw presented to you about the new eLearning Academy, everything we do, we're going to stop and we're going to ask, does it lead to the first two statements? Okay. And then are we doing it with the third statement? So the first statement is our mission. Our goal here at the Education Department of the ANA is to lead the world in numismatic education. And I believe with the eLearning Academy, we're taking a step in the right direction. Our vision, okay, how we're going to do that is to welcome all learners. And this is huge when I say all learners, because traditionally certain groups have been numismatists and that's it. And we want to be able to open that world to anyone who's interested in coin collecting. And so we want to welcome all learners by providing dynamic, engaging, relevant, and organized learning opportunities for the lifelong love of numismatics. Now, these 4 words that I just read, you may be like, they're just words in a sentence, and they're not. They were specifically picked by our team to be the 4 really key things we want to be able to provide our learners with. And in the past, we can't say that we've necessarily done this the best way possible. So we want to be dynamic. We want to be engaging. We want to be relevant. And we want to be organized. And if something doesn't meet that criteria, we go back and we change it. And to do that, we have to remember we're here for the learners. We're here for you guys. And so we want to be learner-centered. We want to be team-oriented to work together. If you talk to any one of us in the education department, we're representing each other. We want to be knowledgeable about what we're doing. We want to be open-minded. And we want to have, most importantly of all, a growth mindset. And I know that sounds very, very teacher-like, but that is the most important thing. Is doesn't matter where you are. If you're a brand new numismatist, if you've been doing this for 75 years, doesn't matter. We want to meet you where you are and help you to grow. So before I take questions, I want your opinion. Okay. I have a QR code here you can use with your phone. So you can scan the QR code and it will take you to a website, and it's going to ask you this one question. What words come to mind when you think of the new eLearning Academy? Now, this is not just an opportunity to be like, oh, Christian, this is great. Okay, this is an opportunity for real feedback. So if you have concerns, if you are excited, think of the one word that you're feeling right now about our new eLearning Academy offering, and you are going to use the QR code to put it in on the website it brings up. If you do not have a QR code reader, do not fret. You can simply go to slido.com and enter the code 2120841. I'm going to ask you to do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to pause my talking, which if you work with me, you know, is a very, very rare. Oh, it says I'm doing a thumbs up. I'm sorry. A very rare thing, but I'm going to pause and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Don't worry, you'll still have the, no, I'm gonna leave the QR up and the code up for a moment because I want you to be able to see that. So again, I'm gonna stop talking, and at 12:35, that gives everyone 3 minutes. We'll take a look at the results together. All right, it's 12:35, and I still have a few people typing, which is totally fine. I'm gonna show you what we've done. We've built together a word cloud, and I want to share that screen with you. Do you see the word cloud, Paula?
Yes.
Yes. So you can see, I'm going to hit in present mode. The words that have popped up the most. And I'm really excited, obviously, and thrilled to see this engagement with you guys and these words. Exciting. I think it's exciting. And I really hope you're excited, because it is going to be game changing for numismatic learning. It's going to be interactive. And I chose to use this tool, slido.com, because I want you to see the types of things that are going to be available for you to interact in. It's going to be things that are exciting and you can actually see what is happening kind of live, rather than, again, reading a book and waiting to get an answer. So it's very, very exciting. And I want you to see kind of how other people are feeling as well. So this is a great tool to use. And so thank you so much for participating. It's not closed. So if you have more words to add, please add them. If you're still typing or still figuring it out, I'm going to leave it up on the screen so you can see it as people add to it and change, etc., while Paula goes through the question portion. Having said that, please ask me questions. I love questions. I can give you so much detail on things that I may have skimmed over. So do not be afraid to put those questions in the Q&A. Thank you.
Thanks, Christian, for presenting and joining me here live. Oh, fireworks. And I just want to clarify what you said is that anything that's happened from December forward is being held until we kick off our eLearning Academy. So anything you've seen from December until now will not be on the YouTube channel, but will be on the eLearning Academy in April. It does take a couple of weeks for that to happen because it goes to our editing team and they make it pretty. So edit out anything extra. So just know that it will be there. It's just sometimes it's not as quick as everybody wants, I think. So
And
thank
Paula,
you.
oh, I'm sorry. Let me mention as well with that this particular NumismaTalks is different. We want people to see this before the launch so they understand what's offered and they want to get on the eLearning Academy. This one will be edited in the next couple of weeks and will be put on YouTube. Please share it with other members, with people that might be interested, because we want as many people in the know as possible. I'll also be doing a money talk on this at the National Money Show. Same presentation, but able to answer more questions you may have. So again, this particular NumismaTalks is the one exception. Thank you, Paula.
Yeah. So just going into the Q&A, somebody is just wanting you to know that this is so exciting. We all here at the ANA are excited too. So I'm glad that people are saying that to us. And then I think I answered the question about how long it takes for it to be up on the website, a couple of weeks usually. How do I share this with my local coin clubs?
Well, that's kind of what I just said and mentioned, but this NumismaTalk specifically is going to be put out there on our YouTube page as soon as it's edited. I know it's Ben who does our editing's #1 priority for this. I'm going to say 2 to 3 weeks it'll be on YouTube. We're also going to do a thing where we link it as soon as it's released with the new reading room. So you can click and get to the link through there. I'm going to try and get an Instagram so you can get back to this recording and share this recording with your member clubs. Secondly, and this is happening in March and April, Caleb, the editor of the Numismatist, is doing a March spread that I helped him create 2 full pages on our YN programs and what those are going to look like changing. And then the April edition will have full page spread on these new adult learning changes in eLearning Academy.
Okay. It's a little bit longer one. Will the new eLearning login be the same as our login to the money.org site? It would really be helpful if a single sign-on would be used for all ANA sites.
Yes. One of the things that we are working on is trying to figure out how to incorporate things to be accessible, one click. I understand, believe me, especially when things ask me to change my password every 3 weeks. I mean, I haven't used this password in a long time, so I can tell you, like a year ago, I had kidney stones removed, and I had to use that as my password because I couldn't think of anything else, right? So as far as the login, that is our goal, to make it as easy for you as possible. Now, whether that we make that the same as money.org or we ask you, do you want it the same as money.org? You should have that option to have the same login.
Okay. And then do young numismatists need to become a member of ANA to participate?
So young numismatists, we have one program that's free, which is Coins for A's. Our Coins for A's program is accessible to any kid, K through 12, that gets a report card. Even if they don't get a report card, I know today a lot of things are standards based and it's, progress reports, whatever. If they send that, and they're going to be able to upload that through a form on our website, which I also want to mention is that our website for education stuff is changing. If you currently go to money.org, there's no education tab. It's kind of spread out. We are totally changing that and building it so that all of it is very easy and accessible through money.org/education. It's not live yet. Okay. It'll go live April 29th. So don't be like, she lied to me. No, it's coming. Okay. And that will be the website where all of our new education stuff, all the trailers, all the Coins for A's programs, the free programs for kids will be. But it will also provide a link there to membership. Would you like to participate in these other YN programs? And they would click and they could sign up to become a member. The other really cool thing that we do that I don't know a lot of people know about is that for kids that do send in their report card for Coins for A's, that first time they get a letter back that offers them a 1-year free membership. So any kid can become a member for free by sending in a report card for 1 year. After that year, they can decide if they like the programs and if they want to continue. But that's a great option for a lot of our kids.
Right now, that's the last question. So if
Come on, people.
anybody wants to pop some more in there, give it a minute.
I'm going to give it a minute.
Okay.
Going back, we have 28 people who participated in our poll. So thank you so much for that. You know, the thing I encourage and ask is that we're currently in the process right now of doing alpha testing here within to see if there, typos, things like that. We're going to do beta testing. Our education committee is going to beta test to make sure it's accessible and friendly to users outside. We want to make it a great experience. Be patient with us the first month or so. I'm sure there will be things you catch, we catch. This is a new program and a new launch. We're going to do our best to make it as perfect as possible. But I just want you to be aware, that we're creating systems. Whenever we run into a problem in the education department, we create a system to fix it. So let's say 17 people can't get into the eLearning Academy on a Saturday night. Okay. When we come in Monday, we're going to create a system to make sure that doesn't happen again. So just give us that time to make those adjustments, would be my big ask.
Yeah. Somebody wants to know, will the price of the diploma program change?
The diploma program will be the same price. However, for people who have already taken Introduction to Numismatics, and this isn't official yet, but I'm looking at trying this, so don't, and it's on recording if you try and lie, it's on recording. I'm going to try and do a half price for people who've done the diploma program in the past for course 1, so that they want to take it again. They're not having to pay a full price for taking the same course in a different format. And it's not the same course. It really is much more engaging and dynamic and more information. But I want people who've already taken it to go, I need a refresher, or this would be really great for me to just explore again. So I am looking at a discount on that course for people who have completed the first course. I
have taken the first course and I know what the new one looks like. It is definitely not the same course. It's same information, but Christian's done a really good job of creating it to be engaging. So can members from Europe take the diploma course? Anybody can take the diploma program who's a member. So, yep, you can be anywhere in the world. The really cool thing about the diploma program is that it's self-paced. So it's not like you have to log on at 3 a.m. in Switzerland to get the course. We're eventually looking at creating some live courses in a couple years down the road where people can choose to do the self-paced option or the interactive option. We're not there yet because we're trying to build out all the other courses first. We want everybody to be able to do the whole thing online eventually. So yeah, you can take it from anywhere in the world as long as you're an ANA member. Gary Lewis, a past ANA president, wants to just say, I very much enjoyed this presentation. So good job, Christian. Thank you so much. And that's all the questions that I have. So I want to say thank you, Christian, for presenting and for being a cool boss. Just stop. We can just sit here for a while and compliment each other. Thank you for being an amazing employee. No, seriously, she is an amazing employee. But seriously, if you do have questions, my email, I can type it in the, can everybody see the chat, Paula? No, let me put it in the chat. Not the chat. Not the chat. Let me put it in the Q&A. Can everybody see the Q&A? I don't think that, no. Okay, well, let me just break it down for you. My email is Strayhorn. C as in cat, Strayhorn as in STRAYHORN, like a lost horn on a car. Somebody lost their horn. It's a stray horn, at money.org. So Strayhorn@money.org. If you have questions you think of or want more information or, anything, reach out to me. You can reach out to Paula. You can reach out to Sam. We'll make sure your question gets answered. Tim Baker just said he can see it, so I'm sorry.
The chat,
Apparently everybody can
oh,
see
the
it.
questions.
The
Okay.
Questions. It's we got it.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. I hope everybody learned something today. And we are excited to kick this off. So be sure you check our website for under events and learning right now. Soon it will be its own tab to see what's coming up for NumismaTalks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paula. Thank you everyone for attending.